The Amazing World of Gumball, a show I didn't even really start watching until about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And it's already become one of my absolute favorite shows. A lot of people probably remember this show for its crazy animation style that uses both 2D, 3D animation, and also live action. And if that sounds awesome, well, it is. But the animation is only a small part of what makes this show so great. So since I'm such a big fan of this show, I decided to do this series of videos of ranking every episode by season from the worst to the best. For season 1, we got 36 episodes to rank, so let's get started. Number 36, The Laziest. Yeah, this is probably one of the most hated episodes of the show, so I'm sure a lot of you guys are not surprised that it is so far down. Richard is one of my favorite characters in Gumball, but he is just horrible in this episode. He promised Gumball and Darwin he would spend time with them, but he doesn't want to do that because, well, he's lazy. And when Nicole comes home, he makes it look like Gumball and Darwin are the ones who have been slacking off all day while he's been doing all the work. So, Richard ends up not having to lift a finger while Gumball and Darwin are doing all the work that he should be doing. I also hate what they do to Larry in this episode. They make him lose his job, his car, his girlfriend. And the reason they did all that was so that Larry could beat their dad in the Lazy-Off, but he becomes too lazy to come to the Lazy-Off, so they did all that for nothing. But he does seem to go right back to normal after this episode, so that's good. There are some things I like in this episode, like when Gumball and Darwin get a sugar rush. I think they portrayed that in a really creative way. And I also really like the Summer of '83 joke.
Why, that's a name I haven't heard since the Summer of '83.
Nobody cares about the Summer of '83!
Sorry.
Number 35, The Picnic. Now, I get that Gumball is supposed to be stupid. It's part of his character, and Gumball being stupid has led to some great moments. But it's clear in this episode that they were just trying to make him as stupid as possible. He's given clear instructions of what to do, and yet he still manages to screw everything up and make everything worse. And I get that's supposed to be the joke, but I just think it gets really obnoxious. Plus, this episode is so boring. Like, it's just Gumball and Darwin get lost, and then Gumball and Darwin get more lost. Number 34, The Robot. I thought watching Gumball being uncharacteristically stupid was bad. Well, now I get to watch all the characters be uncharacteristically stupid. Because they all believe that Bobbert is Gumball when he's clearly not. I mean, I'm not surprised that Richard would believe this, but everybody believes it. Even Anais believes it. The smartest character in the show. What? Just what? Also, I just feel so bad for Gumball in this episode. Number 33, The Debt. This is the 4th episode of the entire show, and it's never explained why Gumball has this weird obsession with Mr. Robinson. Also, Gumball is almost just as stupid in this episode as he is in The Picnic. Number 32, The Dress. What really makes this episode hard to watch is Darwin's creepy attachment to Gumball while he's wearing the dress. And this isn't just an average crush, this is just creepy.
She will be mine.
Besides that, the episode is okay, but Darwin's creepiness just really hurts this episode. Number 31, The Goons. This episode was just kind of okay up until the ending where a lot of crazy stuff happens and it's awesome. Number 30, The Date. What kind of bothers me here is that from the beginning, we know this isn't a date. We know it's all just a misunderstanding, so while Gumball is getting ready for what he thinks is a date, we all know what's gonna happen in the end. I also wasn't a fan of the ending. Maybe it's just because I'm afraid of spiders, I don't know. Number 29, The Poltergeist. Kind of an okay episode. I like the ending, I like when Richard is trying to catch what he thinks is a ghost, but it's also a little aggravating because Richard is only trying to catch what he thinks is a ghost because he was unable to eat a hot dog.
You can ruin my sleep. You can terrorize my family. But you will not stop me from eating my sausage!
Number 28, The Gi. The best part about this episode is the touching backstory between Nicole and Richard and how the same thing happens to Penny and Gumball. Number 27, The Sock. I love the end where Richard reveals that he ate Gumball and Darwin's homework because he thought it would make him smart. Number 26, The Responsible. A fun little episode about being responsible. Number 25, The Fight. This episode is pretty decent. It's probably one of Tina's best appearances. Also, Nicole is awesome here.
Sit! Hi, Mr. Rex. We need to talk about your daughter. So it's going to be like that, is it? Well, that's fine by me. Well, I'm glad we finally reached an agreement. Goodbye, Mr. Rex.
Number 24, The Genius. I like how Gumball tries to get smart and his brain literally tries to quit on him. Number 23, The Kiss. I like how Annie spends this entire episode trying to get Granny JoJo's suitcase up to her room, and when she finally does, this happens.
I carried your suitcase up to your room.
Oh, well, good for you, dear. Now bring it back down. My bus will be here any minute.
And Gumball's reaction to Granny JoJo's kiss is pretty dang hilarious. Number 22, The Secret. You know, I really feel for Gumball here, because if I was ever put in his same situation, I would go just as crazy.
Hey, you know what else was fun? When we were stuck in the bathroom and you were gonna tell me that secret.
Yeah, that was fun.
Just out of curiosity, what was that little secret?
It's better you don't know.
Number 21, The Third. To me, the highlight here is definitely when Gumball is trying to get to Tobias' house as fast as he possibly can. I also like the jokes involving Alan having no hands. Number 20, The Car. This episode's got a nice little twist at the end that I'm not even gonna spoil. It's also got some good jokes involving Mr. Robinson tries to get Gumball and Darwin to do all this crazy work, and Gumball and Darwin do it with almost no effort. Number 19, The Refund. The ending to this episode is just way too unfair. Not only do they not get the refund that they totally deserved, but they get scammed. Besides that, the episode is pretty good. Number 18, The Ape. The action scene towards the end is super good, and it shows off very early on how great the animation could be for the show. And Miss Simeon, well, she totally deserved what was coming to her.
Miss Simeon, no!
You could still be friends with us if you like.
Number 17, The Ghost. You know, later in the show, Carrie becomes a really good character, but this was the first episode that she played a major role in, and she's probably at her weakest here. But that's not saying I don't like the episode, because I do. Number 16, The Quest. I love this line.
Excuse me, sir. You appear to have a little something stuck to your right buttock.
And this one.
Well, one of you better go. Otherwise, I'm telling Mom.
Getting told off by Mom or fighting a T-Rex. Mom, T-Rex. Mom, T-Rex.
Well, I'm going with the T-Rex.
Yeah, no contest.
And this one.
Oh, Gumball! She's after us now!
Don't worry, you know I can't catch. I hate myself.
I hate yourself.
Number 15, The End. Richard just makes this episode.
Dad, I think you need to take the handbrake off.
Good idea!
Dad, you're in reverse.
Correct! Let's walk!
Hey, no running in the supermarket!
Okay, let's race walk!
This is pretty effective.
Well, it's an Olympic event, you know.
Number 14, The Prank. This is another kind of relatable episode. Well, for me at least, because I get pranked super easily. Which maybe I shouldn't have just said out loud. Number 13, The Pressure. This is just a decent little episode. It does have kind of a weird ending, though. Number 12, The Wand. The scenes where Gumball and Darwin are trying to make Richard's crazy wishes come true are comedy gold. But the scene I laughed the most at is this one.
Perhaps you haven't noticed my magic wand and my cape.
You don't have a cape.
I wish for a cape.
You look ridiculous.
Number 11, The Mustache. This episode's got one of the best songs in Gumball.
We're gonna test drive a car. Say we need a little time to think about it, because we're men.
Number 10, The Microwave. This episode plays out a lot like a monster movie, just in Gumball style. And it's really entertaining. Number 9, The Spoon. Another great action scene. Number 8, The Curse. I think we can all relate to Gumball here. We've all had that one day where it feels like everything is out to get you, nothing is going your way, and you just wish that the day could be over. And yeah, it's not fun when that happens. But it's really fun watching it happen to Gumball. Number 7, The Mystery. It's a mystery episode in Gumball. How could that not be good? Number 6, The Club. The climax of this episode is one of the best climaxes I have ever seen in the show. Number 5, The Meddler. Nothing like an episode that shows how great Nicole can be. Number 4, The Party. It's too bad that Rachel and Darwin were never a thing after this episode. Well, actually, maybe it would have been a little weird because he's 10 and she's like in high school, which means she could have been like 4 to 8 years older. Okay, I get why they didn't keep them a thing. Number 3, The DVD. This was the first episode of the entire show. Well, besides the 2008 pilot. But to me, this episode just shows that even from the beginning, Gumball could be awesome. Number 2, The Helmet. I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so seeing Gumball parody Lord of the Rings like this is both hilarious and super awesome. And at number 1, The Painting. Everything here is just great. From Gumball and Darwin taking a class with Mr. Small, to Richard trying to get a job, to Nicole trying to give up housework, to the touching ending. It's all great. And that's why The Painting is at number 1. And that's all the episodes. So what do I think of this season overall? Well, as you could probably tell, there were episodes that I was not a fan of, and there were a lot of episodes that I really liked. But I feel like the episodes that this season had the most of were episodes that were kind of 6 out of 10 quality. And to me, 6 out of 10 means that, well, I enjoyed them, but I wouldn't really have too much interest in watching them again. So overall, I think I would just have to give this season a solid 6.5 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching. My ranking of Season 2 will be out soon, but until then, this is JXD Productions signing off.